Greetings, brothers and sisters. Greetings. Glad to be here today. We got off to a rocky start. I want to make sure. Let me fix my tie. I don't want to come before you any kind of way. I want to make sure that I'm neat and keep it in line. So I'm asking you to excuse me as I fix my tie, as is the teaching. So I want to make sure that I come before you very neat. So you'll see me straighten up this tie because it's the respect I have for you and the respect that I have for myself. And we're going to be very busy today. And I ask you to follow with me, if you will, because we have a very, very interesting day today. Very, very interesting. Where you and I are going to have a talk today. Have a talk today about politics and the rawness of it. And I know that our sister will be joining us as soon as she can because she got a lot of stuff to give to us. But brothers and sisters, I'm thankful to be before you today, and I'm thankful for the confidence that you have in me. Now, I have to apologize to you because I didn't get a chance to shave a third time today. So you see a slight shadow, and I want to apologize for that. I don't want to come before you any kind of way, so I certainly want to apologize. Normally, I'm crisply shaved and showing a great example beyond recognition. Great example and almost flawless. And I want to be that as I come before you. So, brothers and sisters, I ask you to have mercy on me today because I didn't get a chance to shave a third time. But I've been doing good the other days. But the time don't allow me to do it. Sister Donna, thank you very much. Very happy to see you. And if you know Sister D, you tell her that I miss her, Sister Donna. I miss Sister D. I haven't seen her. I hope everything's all right. Anytime I see those of you that are regular on the show, I'm very thankful because I know that any other place that you could be, there's any other place that you could be. But this is the place that you want to be, and I'm thankful for that. Very thankful for that. And even those out there that may not agree with what I'm saying, you show your face and come on and disagree. That's okay. And you can hit like or dislike because when you hit it, that only means that you are participating in the show, and we certainly need you in the show. And thank you for the like. So, brothers and sisters, we have to talk about the politics of our community. We got to talk about that. And it's not often that we, as Black people, talk about the politics of our community because we spend too much time supporting and addressing the politics that the white man has built in our community. And I want you to know that the white man is busy building up white nationalism. As a matter of fact, he built up white nationalism when he brought you and I here as slaves. That was white nationalism. You and I got no benefits of being a slave for the white man. Didn't get any benefits. And I want you to know that. And I say it because I know that there are people that don't know it. And they believe that the white man is their friend. And I tell them, I say, well, I don't doubt whether the white man is your friend or not. I won't doubt that. I don't doubt it. You say it's your friend. Who am I to disagree with you? But brothers and sisters, the only thing that I'm saying is that if he's your friend that brought you here, it was your friend that put you in slavery. if he's your friend, so he put you in slavery, he did all these things to you. And this is important for us to know. This is very, very, very important for us to know. So I tell you that you have to be careful who you call a friend. Even amongst brothers and sisters, there are many of them that don't know how to be friends because they have been violated by this system of racism, the system of hurt, system of neglect. And they'll tell you, if you listen to them, they'll tell you that I'm racist. Now imagine that, brothers and sisters. Imagine a white man telling you that I'm racist. And he's the one that's lynching you. Imagine him. Here I am, Black like you. Don't have any power. Don't have any money. Don't have any possessions. I don't desire anything negative like that. That's not my goal when I come here to put things out. And anything I ask for is for the business of putting out truth and keeping up the support that we have to put out the truth here. But the white man, the one that calls himself your friend, the one that acts nice before you, the one that smiles in your face and has a dagger closed in his hand behind his back. When the man got the hand around you, he's got a dagger in it, ready to stab you on the back. And he'll tell you, as you see him killing my brothers and sisters on the streets, in every state and every city, you see that black folks are dying in every state and every city, every week of your life, every month, every year, every second, every hour of the day. And he'll tell you that I'm the enemy. I'm your enemy, and I'm his enemy because I'll tell you to stand up and fight for yourself. Brothers and sisters, we are dealing with one of the most difficult things that we've ever dealt with in history, in the time of history. And brothers and sisters, I want to be wrong. And if I'm wrong, please, you tell me. But everywhere I look, I see the white man killing us. Everywhere I look, I see the white man abusing us. Everywhere I look, I see him lynching us. Everywhere I look, I see him raping us, raping our men, women, boys, and girls. Pushing a system of homosexuality, which is most damaging to our children, most damaging to our homes, and the projects that many of us are in. And this man, this white man that you call your friend, will tell you that I'm racist because I tell you that there's no difference in the wolf and the fox. It's no difference. No difference in the wolf and the fox. And I want you to know that. And we're going to talk about that today. Talk about the wolf and talk about the fox. Talk about the Democratic fox and the Republican wolf. That's what we'll be discussing today. And I want you to know that the fox who's associated with the Democrats, he's sly. Sometimes you hear him say sly fox, that old sly fox. And he's sly. If you look at every Democratic president that we've ever had, you look at every last one of them that we've had, you look at Barack Obama, you look at Bill Clinton, you go on back to John Kennedy, his brother Robert Kennedy, you go on back to Walter Mondale and Carter, President Carter, Jimmy Carter. If you go on back to Franklin Delano Roosevelt, who was a chief architect, one of the most, or the chief architect of the Democratic Party, you'll find out that anytime the fox came toward us, they were very sly in their dealings. Everything the fox did, he was sly in his dealing. Now, and let's talk about that. But before we discuss it, you see, because we're going to be discussing what's current, but before we can discuss that, we need to talk about the Republican wolf. I said we need to talk about the Republican wolf. Don't forget to like and subscribe, brothers and sisters. We need the likes and we need the subscription so we can get more brothers and sisters to come on and hear this truth that you and I have been blessed to hear. That's right. I said you and I have been blessed to hear because as God gave it to me, and as he gave it to the most honorable Elijah Muhammad, as he gave it to E.C. Morris and Bishop Charles E. Mason and Noble Drew Ali and most honorable Marcus Garvey and all of these messengers that God had given, when he gave it to Muhammad, his messenger too, Muhammad gave us this information to put out to you and I. And you'll find that Muhammad's message lasts today because it attacked the problem that the Negroes are dealing with directly today. And this lesson that the most honorable Elijah Muhammad teaches is a lesson that will help you, brothers and sisters, bring you out of the condition that you're in, because it identifies the problem that the black man had. And the fact that the black man is the most hated of the races of the global world should tell you and I that you and I are in a situation, we're in a fix, and we've been in a situation and a fix ever since we ever come to this shores, these shores, when we were swallowed by the wooden well. In the belly of that wooden well, we were spewing out on these shores of a land of oppression and slavery, racism, democracy, and hypocrisy. And you know I'm right, brothers, when I say it. I can see it and feel it right now that you're smiling because you know that what I'm saying is right. You may not say it. You may not say it. It may not come out your mouth, but you know that I'm saying it. You know that it's right. That the white man is the devil of this planet. He's been the Satan that has been torturing you in the hell. He is the Lucifer son of morning, the one that seems peaceful, that appeared to you as an angel of light, but is nothing but an old, dark, dirty, low-down, snake in the grass devil. You know it, brothers and sisters. If I don't say it, you know it already. So, brothers and sisters, today we're going to talk about this Democratic fox and this Republican wolf. We said a little bit about the fox, so let's talk about the wolf just a little bit to set the stage. The Republican Party, what have they been? What have they done for you? You are Republican, the Republican leaders of the Republican Party, of the Lily White Party, as well as the regular Republican Party, or called the Black Republican Party. These white Republicans were burning down your houses. They were ransacking your stores. They were robbing you to and fro, raping your children, raping your men, raping your women, creating all kinds of heinous, illicit, negative, and dangerous lynching acts in your legislative life, your social life, your religious life, and your spiritual life. Because once the man finished abusing you in your spiritual life, he wanted to make you believe that the white Jesus had the answer to all your problems, all your suffering. So, brothers and sisters, we have to talk about that. Because there are many people that believe in the Black Party. I say it's a Black Party because you don't even know yet how powerful you really are. You don't even know that there's a party out there that awaits you, that awaits your numbers, that awaits your people, called the Black Coffee Party, is awaiting you. But you know it if you wasn't so full up the white man. I ain't gonna tell you what you're so up, because you know that you're way up there in the white man's, but you would know what I'm saying is true. You would already know it. There'd be nothing that nobody could tell you to make you disagree with anything that I'm saying. But the white man, in his cleverness, in his slyness as a fox, will tell you that I'm violent. If you pull up my name and Google it, the first thing you'll see is that, hey, this is a violent brother. He even have people to write individual pages on me telling you that I'm violent. He tried to blame me. This is that old Democratic fox and a Republican wolf that's on the same team. You see, they're on the same team because the church is politics. His church is politics. And it doesn't matter whether he a Democratic fox or a Republican wolf, both of them are attending the same service, and both of them are using the same people, and both of them hate the same people. Both of them enslave the same people. This is that Democratic fox and that Republican wolf. And it's no different, brothers and sisters. You had Democratic fox and Republican wolves when you were enslaved. You don't hear me, do you, brothers and sisters? I said when you was a slave, the man had Democratic fox and Republican wolves then. And when you came out of slavery, and when you were coming out of slavery, and he allowed you to vote, you could vote as a fox or you could vote as a wolf. You could vote as a Democrat or you could vote as a Republican. But you and I know that a Democrat is nothing but a Dixiecrat, and you and I know that a Republican is nothing but a Republican, a con of the Republic, who will tell you whatever he needs to tell you as long as he can get your vote and sit in that seat in power. And you know as well as I know that the white man is drunk with the desire of power inside of America. So, brothers and sisters, this Republican wolf, when he had you, he mistreated you. The Democratic Party, you changed over in the Democratic Party, I believe it was 1959 during the Kennedy and the Nixon administration. And I want you to check this to be sure, because anyone that's willing to fight black nationalism has to be a historian. You've got to be familiar with history. You got to be familiar with math. You got to be familiar with mathematics. You got to be familiar with arithmetic, familiar with reading and studying and researching. And you also need to be familiar with medical science. And I say that because you can handle a stab wound or a cut wound, you have to handle burn wounds and things like that. Because see, when you're into black nationalism and into politics, then you know that the enemy is against you. And if the enemy is against you, then he's going to use all of his avenues, all of his forces, all of his tools to keep you down. Why am I saying that? In Tulsa, Oklahoma, brothers and sisters, had those brothers and sisters had, and I want you to look at the timeline when this stuff is happening. Look at the timeline, because this is happening during the time of the Noble Drew Ali, when it's being built up. After they assassinated the Noble Drew Ali, then it fell to the Garveyites, who was a mass movement, and also at the same time a growing number of Nation of Islam members and black Christian Baptist members, the National Baptist Convention, where they were building up these businesses. And this is very important for you to know. It's things that you have to know. Because if you know this, then you'll know history, and you know that there's no way that this man can keep you down. But you got to get out from this man. And I tell you, in the teachings, it tells us to come out from among them, O my people. So brothers and sisters, you and I got to come out from among them, O ye my people. Excuse me, brothers and sisters. And when we come out, we got to stand up and stand fast and stand still and see God's salvation. Because you need to understand that the same God that would do it for you, do it for them, is the same God that would do it for you. And when the white man is building his businesses, see, he worships money. And he worships the money God. And he worships the evil poisonous snake called Dagon. And that's the snake that is poisonous. Well, you know that snake, if a snake will bite you, he releases a toxin in you, poison in you. And the only way for you to avoid dying is to get the poison out. Get the venom out where the snake put it in. Oh, I wish I had a witness, brothers and sisters. I said you're dealing with a snake, and it's a low-down, dirty snake in the grass waiting to bite you if you turn your back on the teachings. Somebody that's willing to bite you, and not only bite you, but paralyze you in the condition brought on by the poison. Oh, I wish you could hear me. The white man is dangerous to you and I, brothers and sisters. For us to follow him, he's dangerous because he has no morals. He doesn't have any spiritual perspective. This white man that I'm talking about, that you and I are under this oppression of this white man, can come from out of that oppression if we begin to do for self. Now, let's get back on this Democratic Fox, because we got to talk about the Democratic Fox. You got to talk about it. There's no way around it. In 1959, during the Kennedy and Nixon administration, when Kennedy and Nixon were running for president of the United States, brothers and sisters, I want you to know that you were Republican. That's right. And many of the brothers and sisters don't know, but you were Republican. And you have some black Republicans today, not as many that can make any real sense, because you rose so hard and so high as Republicans that you created more business than any white man could ever put in this place. More business in America than any white man that was free could start. And there's a reason for that. Because when you were in slavery, brothers and sisters, you were doing the work. You don't hear me. I said when you were in slavery, you were doing the work. That's right, Sister Donna. That's right. The Dixiecrats are the ones that founded the KKK. And did you know that the Democrats or the Dixiecrats who founded the KKK are a large member, 95% of the Southern Baptist Convention? And don't you know, as sure as I'm telling you this, there are black people that are taking money to become pastors in the Southern Baptist Convention, and the white man is using them. My God. The white man is using them to get free dollars. My God, from a faith-based nonprofit association used by the government to keep black people in place. My Lord. Brothers and sisters, we've got to wake up. And we got to get up. The only way that we're going to make it on this plantation is to fight our way off of it. That's the only way. How do we fight, brothers and sisters? I'm glad you asked. The way that we're going to fight is through business. We build up our own business and begin to pool our money, pool our wealth. You can start a business in your home. The Democratic Party is telling you. The Democratic Party is telling you that the answer is in the Democratic Party. I don't care how many marches you go to. I don't care how many prayer vigils you visit as they kill your and my brothers and sisters all across this place. I don't care how many speeches you hear from Al Sharp and fakers like Louis Farrakhan to speak on the problem, but never give any real answer. I don't care what black nationalist organization you belong to or listen to or are foolish enough to follow, especially those that are not following the examples that were set from the message to the black man. You'll never get peace. You'll never get justice until you truly fight this man and truly separate from this man. Notice I didn't say segregation, I said separation. And there's a difference in segregation and separation. Segregation is something that a superior gives to an inferior person. He allows you to segregate. You hear me, brothers and sisters? I said he allows you to segregate. In other words, he puts you in a place that he controls and make you subhuman and make you sub-exist in the position that he gave you. Oh, I had a witness. I'm preaching today. Brothers and sisters, I'm giving ministry today. But when you talk about separate is something that is done between two equals. See, whatever the white man give you, he can always take it back. And that's why I keep telling you about the Democratic Party. The Democratic Party doesn't represent you. The Democratic Party controls the House and controls the Senate. And what did you get? What do you get? They control it by a simple majority. And what do you get? You haven't got nothing. You ain't got nothing they promise you. Let's go all the way back to where the Democratic Party starts. Let's go back to 1959. Let's go back to where the Democratic Party starts to betray your trust by bringing you into his political party. Let's go all the way back. Now, when we go back to 1959, the Kennedy and Nixon administration, as they were running for president of the United States, and running as Kennedy were running as a Democrat candidate, and Nixon, Richard R. Nixon, was running as a Republican candidate. And in this campaign, because you had the Republican Party doing so much lynching of you economically, politically, physically, and socially, and otherwise, then black people, by the guidance of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., who led the Montgomery bus boycott in 1955 and became a civil rights leader from that moment all the way to April 4th, 1968, until they assassinated him. This Martin Luther King Jr. told you to put your weight and your support behind President John F. Kennedy. And his Martin Luther King's campaign manager was Harry Belafonte, the great actor and singer, the great Mamba man. And so, brothers and sisters, it's important that you know this. It's important that you know the history behind all of this, because once you know the history, then the man can't trick you no longer. Once you know the history. Don't forget to like, brothers and sisters. Please like and subscribe. If there's those of you out there that haven't subscribed, please subscribe. We can use you and we're thankful. And don't forget, we have books. And if you want to donate, please donate to our Cash App that is already there up top. If you see it pinned to the page where it says support the movement. So, brothers and sisters, I want you to know that when they're running, each of them had promised the black man something, but we ran into a problem. The Democratic Party said, well, we can come over here and protect you, black man. If you come over here to us, we can protect you. You become a Democrat and we'll protect you. We'll fight for your voting rights and we'll increase your liberties and your freedoms as a Democrat. Now, I told you before that the Democrat is nothing but a Dixiecrat. I've already told you it's nothing but a Dixiecrat. But brothers and sisters, as you see that the Democrat is nothing but a Dixiecrat, and the Republican is nothing but a con of the Republic, who will tell you what you want as long as they can get what they want, then you'll find out that the black man is in no better condition in the arms of the fox than he is sitting at the table of a wolf. I said, and I say it again. I said the black man is in a worse condition being in the arms of the fox than he is being at the table of the wolf. And you and I both know that the black man seen as the lamb of the planet. Isn't that what they called Jesus? Jesus was the Lamb of God, because he was peaceful. He believed in the teachings of peace. Well, brothers and sisters, that's talking about you. Jesus said that you're my brothers and you're my sisters. Brothers and sisters, that's talking about you and I. It's talking about you and I. We are lambs of God, being sent out as sheep before the slaughter, lamb before the wolves, lambs before the shearer. And that's a fact, brothers and sisters. I don't have to tell you this because many of you already know this. And I know that you're avid readers, and I know that you got common sense because you know the white man is beating your behind every day. You know that the white man is always riding your back every day. Just like a witch, the white man is riding you like a broom and coming down upon you as a police is coming, knocking you all upside your head, busting you all upside your mouth, when you crying out and trying to get freedom, trying to exercise your rights, on the Constitution of the United States. What does he do? He don't give you no rights. He don't give you no rights. So brothers and sisters, you and I are in the same bag, in the same boat, in the same bucket, in the same ditch. Because when I tell you that the white man is putting fire on your behind, then that means he's putting fire on my behind. And the only way that I know it is that I can see him do it to you, the same thing that he's doing to me. Where he's mistreating us, beating us up, lynching us, killing us, dragging us, misrepresenting us, miseducating us, and waking up tomorrow to do the very same thing. And you wake up tomorrow, you and I, we're likely to see another one that's been hung in a tree, another one drugged down the street, another one that's been shot down by police, a white racist police, another one that's been shot by some racist, lowly, nasty, stinking cracker, like the one that shot our brothers and sisters up in Buffalo, New York. Like the low-down, dirty, snake, stinking cracker that shot our brothers and sisters there in Charleston, South Carolina. Brothers and sisters, you and I are in the same bag. We're in the same boat. We're under the same fate. And the only way that we can gain strength is to come together. Because doesn't the Bible say that in unity there's strength? The Bible says that. In unity there's strength. Brothers and sisters, if you take a finger and you poke it in the eye, you may make somebody uncomfortable. They may blink, but you won't really do any damage. But if you take a fist and put some weight behind it, you can bust an eye. And brothers and sisters, that's what you and I need to do. That's what God is calling you and I to do today. To bust the white man in his eyes with the knowledge of truth. With the power of unity, he's asking us to stand up and see the salvation of God. Stand up and act, my God, in the power of a righteous God who has liberated you and I, who have taken us from death to life, who have risen us from a dead devil to a live angel of God. And if we rise up from the lower nature that is in us, to rise up, and this knowledge will quicken us and awaken us, that we'll be able to live righteously and be righteous and teach righteousness to save our world. And brothers and sisters, I get so happy. I'm happy to talk about this knowledge because I know, just like you know, that this is the only chance that you and I have, is to teach this knowledge of peace, justice, righteousness, equality, to teach this knowledge, because it's the knowledge that God gives us. And if the Lord give it to us, the world can't take it away. This joy that I have, the world didn't give it to me. This joy that I have, the world didn't give it to me. This joy that I have, the world didn't give it to me. The world didn't give it, and the world can't take it away. And you have to be convinced, brothers and sisters. You have to be convinced like you've never been convinced before. You have to be convinced that God has already raised you from the dead and brought you out. Brought you out of what, brothers and sisters? Brought you out of oppression, brought you out of racism and slavery, hurt and neglect by racial oppression. And that God has already made a way out of no way. Brothers and sisters, my desire and my prayer is that I can teach the brothers and sisters this, that they'll be able to take this and run on anyhow. That these Democratic fox that you put your trust in, though, they can't do it for you. Don't you know Joe Biden is just as racist as Donald Trump? Oh, I wish I had a witness today. Joe Biden, there's no difference in Joe Biden and Donald Trump. Both of them are the same. You look at them, both of them are white. Both of them are racist. Both of them are going to keep up the white privilege. And so that means both of them are going to keep up the system of racism. They're going to keep it up. If the Democratic Party loves you so much, brothers and sisters, why would they let white folks storm the building, worried about their civil liberties, fighting black people as they went, attacking black people? Not only that, but once they got in there, they came in there against people who were, quote unquote, standing up for black folks. That's what they say. That's what they say. But you see, you've been used as a political football ever since President Lincoln entered into the White House. Isn't that right, brothers and sisters? Because the man wants to save the Union. All he wants to do is save this Union. He don't care if it's slave. He don't care if it's free. He don't care if it's half slave, half free. All the man is concerned about is this corporation he called America, which is nothing more than a plantation for you and I as black people in the 21st century. So we are literally 21st century black slaves. Is that right, brothers and sisters? 24th century black slaves. Those of you out there, don't forget to thumbs up and like. Don't forget to thumbs up and like. Also, when you get time, click on the link. We have books and stuff out there that we want to give to you as our gift for you donating. So me and the sister are not begging. I wouldn't beg. Brothers and sisters, I wouldn't do that. I work a job. But you're supporting the system, the message to the black man, the true message to the black man, which will quicken us and awaken us to live a life of righteousness and will allow our sisters to cover themselves and dress in holiness and respect to live a life of righteousness. And that's what we should have, brothers and sisters. We've got to have a system where we are teaching the full gospel and the full ministry of God that was related to us from the beautiful man that came from Georgia. Our most honorable Elijah Muhammad, who was known as Elijah Poole, but changed himself to Muhammad, who became a prophet and a messenger to brothers and sisters that are suffering in these hells of North America. My God. And so we can do it in unity, what the politicians can't do. The Democratic Party doesn't love you, proof of which they're lynching you every day. They've been trying to sign a lynching bill ever since Kennedy came into office. They've been trying to sign a lynching bill. When they killed Kennedy, then Johnson signed the Civil Rights Act, but he wouldn't sign an anti-lynching bill. Isn't that right? Is that right or wrong? Richard Nixon was not going to sign it. He wasn't going to sign it, so it fell over to Mundell and Carter during the Walter Mundell and Jimmy Carter administration. Carter didn't sign it. As a matter of fact, Carter stood in the way of black people when they were trying to integrate a Presbyterian church. Oh, yeah. I want to tell you the truth, brothers and sisters. I want to tell you the truth. So the white man still couldn't sign an anti-lynching bill. That all they had to do was come together and do it. Because you had black Republicans and black Democrats in the Senate, in the House, in Congress, and still the black coons nor their white masters could come together on anything that could satisfy you. But oh, brothers and sisters, when we got into nationalism, oh, my brothers and sisters, when the most honorable Elijah Muhammad came on the scene, and prior to him, when Garvey came on the scene, and all the others, you got more done in that time than you'd had done in any time in your life. Oh, yeah. You know I'm right. You know I'm right about it. But brothers and sisters, I don't want to take up too much of this beginning hour because I want to bring our sister on, and I hope she's ready. Sister Joanna, I hope she's ready so she can come on and give us some of the powerful knowledge that God has given her. And brothers and sisters, I don't know about you, but I'll be learning every time the sister is teaching. I'm learning and just enjoying the message that God has given her, because I know that she is a woman of God, and I know she's standing for God, brothers and sisters. And she's a powerful sister on her own path. As a matter of fact, when I met her, she was on the tour of righteousness. My God. I hope you can hear me, brothers and sisters. I said when she was moving on up, she was moving on up in the name of the awesome, almighty God Allah. And you could call him Jesus or whoever you want to call him. Whoever you want to call him. So this sister I know have the teaching, and that it is thoroughly inculcated in her, and that she is submissive and willfully submissive and nosy enough to see what she can do to help the brother get this message out. So, brothers and sisters, I just love to have her to come before us each time. And we enjoy coming before you. And I ask you to give us your attention as we yield this over to her. And she's so beautiful, such a beautiful sister in spirit and heart. And I know that she's easier on the eye than I am. So I know that you'll be able to give her all the attention that she needs. So I'm going to bring her before you. Many know her as Sister Joanna X, and also know her handle as Goddess Nanu in the teaching conscious community. And I'm going to bring her here to you. Brothers and sisters, thank you very much for joining us. And I ask you to hear ye our beautiful sister. Brothers and sisters, if you please.
Greetings, peace, love, light, peace and blessings. So the brother's been talking today a little bit about politics. Now, it's not really my favorite topic. I hate politics. I grew up hating politics, studying politics. I've always hated politics. But here's the thing we as a people have to understand is that politics are necessary. They are necessary once you get to a certain point. Once you get to a certain point, they are necessary in order to obtain and maintain power. Understand? They are necessary. And we as a people need to establish political power. You understand? We do. It is necessary. If we don't want other people to rule over us, we must govern ourselves. We must elect leaders that we want to govern over us. Okay? Absolutely. We must be knowledgeable. Okay? We have to get to know people. We have to know people and understand people going to do what people do. All right? Understand the type of people that we're dealing with every day. No matter what you're doing, whether you're going to work somewhere, whether you're operating in your own business, or whatever you're doing, there is an amount of politics in whatever you're doing, in whatever social construct you're trying to move in. And if you want to obtain or maintain power within whatever construct that is, you have to understand politics. Do you understand me? When you're being harassed by the government or the police, you need to understand politics. Do you understand? You need to understand politics. You need to understand what to say. What to say to move these people the way that you need them to move. That's really what politics is all about. It's moving people, having the power to move people, to sway people in a certain direction, and to govern the people, okay? And we need to have that power amongst us. We need to make sure that we are participating. Do we participate in their type of government? Absolutely not. We're not foolish, okay? We're not going to be foolish, but we're going to be wise. Okay? We're not going to yield to them. We're going to take over. We're going to infiltrate and take over. You understand? That needs to be the mindset that you have anytime that you're dealing with politics. We had a situation just today where, there was an amount of politicking that had to occur. You need to know what language to use when you talk to these devils. That's a part of politics, because as long as we're living in this country and they're still living, I know that they're dying now. As long as they're still living, we have to know how to deal with them. And that requires some politics. That requires some understanding of politics, understanding how they tick and how they work. You understand? And understanding the illusions that they need to maintain. When you understand the illusions that they need to maintain, then you can deal with them accordingly and know how they will respond to certain agitations, how they will respond to certain requests, how they will respond to certain questions. Okay? And that way you can actually get through wisdom, you can get the type of responses that you want. All right? And we're not talking about begging and pleading, right? But rioting is a form of politics. This is a form of politics. Done right, organized right. It is a form of politics. All right. So understand that, if, I know I'm trying to say something that everybody can relate to. I know for me and my family, we are harassed. We are harassed all the time by the government. Sometimes we don't get mail that we're supposed to get. All kind of silly stuff. All kind of silly stuff. Excuse me. I'm sorry. I didn't. I just fed the children, so I got something on my on my hijab I'm not too happy about. Um, anyway, so we have to know what language to use. Okay, understand. Hey, this is a recorded line. You understand? A part of politics too is understanding the lies that somebody wants you to believe, and playing into that. There's so much really to politics, in knowing that you have to know. It's very important to know. Very, 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 very important to know people and how people are going to move. That way, you're making your moves accordingly. It is just so important. And whatever you're doing, you have to know who's going to gossip. That way, whatever gossip they're spreading is the gossip that you want them to spread. Mm-hmm. You have to know, who is it that wants everybody to think that they're in charge, whether they're in charge or not. They want you to think that they're in charge. And as long as they feel like they're in charge, you can get what you want out of them, and you be in charge. You just have to know how people tick. That's what politics are. Knowing how people tick. Right now, we're dealing with a global, not global, but I'm just talking about America right now. We're dealing with the stock market is crashing. We're dealing with inflation. You understand? They know how people tick, so they lie. They lied to people. It's way before this started. They knew this was going to happen, right? They got these sophisticated programs that tell them what's going to happen, and they lied to people. They said, hey, it's a little bit of inflation, but that's okay. It's going to plateau. No, it's just getting worse and worse and worse because everything's crashing, okay? But they're not going to tell people that because people are going to panic, okay? And people are going to enemies of the nation are going to use it to their advantage, right? So they're not going to tell people that. They want to maintain this illusion of prosperity. Okay, this is why you all are able to, knowing we poor as all get out. Many of us are as poor as they are in third world countries, but because we're able to go somewhere where they sell cars and say, hey, I owe you, give me this ride. I owe you, give me this property. You know what I'm saying? We think that we are doing so well, and it's all an illusion. When you don't own anything, you don't really have any assets. Okay, this is all an illusion. All right, because when it all hits the fan, whenever the person who loaned it to you, who don't own it themselves, have to answer to whoever they borrowed it from. You understand? And now they're taking it back from you, one way or the other. so that they can pay off their debt. Now you have a problem. You understand? Because now you have to figure out, am I going to feed my family, or am I going to pay this ridiculous energy bill? Or am I going to pay my rent that has gone skyrocketed high? Or am I going to, put gas in my car? Gas is about as much as rent for some people. Um, so, these are the times that we're living in. So you have to understand politics so you can see through I like to say facade. Okay. All right. I've been told it's facade, whatever. I like to say facade. But you have to see through. You have to see through the fog, in the clouds, in the glitter, in the stars. Okay. Absolutely. The brother said, fail to plan to fail. Absolutely. That's true. Now, we have to think beyond what's right in front of us. Don't get caught up in appearances. That's what politics is about. Everybody who's in politics understands that what you see is not what you're getting for most people, and politicians take the time to really study people and learn people that they're dealing with, so they know how to move and manipulate them, and not manipulate in a bad way, but manipulate in a way of, okay, I know how to deal with you to get this or to get that, what I want from you. You understand? You have to understand what people want. Everybody wants something. Because if you want to have power, having some political power, is very important. Very, very important. And when I say that, I know most of us here in America, when you talk about politics, we're kind of disillusioned because we have not educated ourselves beyond American lies about history. We don't understand. We haven't studied the dynasties of our culture, of African culture, the dynasties, the politics, of the motherland. There's politics no matter where you go, no matter how small of a scale. There are going to be some politics that you're going to have to deal with. So whether you like politics or not, you need to understand politics so that you're not just a pawn in this game of chess. Living above your means will always get you in trouble. Yep, and almost everybody here in America is living above their means one way or the other. Most of us here in America are living above our means one way or the other. And if you are right now, with everything that's going on, you're in a very vulnerable place. If you don't have a car that you own, you're in a very vulnerable place. If you don't have property that you own, you're in a very vulnerable place. If you don't have a job that you own, a trade that you own, you are in a very vulnerable place. Okay. So, us as a people, you don't have any power when somebody else is controlling your resources. You have to control your own resources. And that's a major part of political power in the first place, is economics. Okay. Major part of politics is economics. Major. It's ridiculous how much these people are getting paid to make people tick a certain way, to make people think a certain way, to have you all willingly enslaved, willingly, and that's what it is. It's enslavement when somebody is auctioning off you as a number. That's enslavement. It's enslavement when, you don't have the same opportunities and liberties as everyone else. Right now, many of those who are in power and have the funds and the resources, have those funds and resources off of our ancestors' back. And this is why reparations are so important, because we're not operating in equality. It just don't exist. And you have people get a car or a house and think, oh, I made it. You have no idea how these people are living. We have no idea how these people are living. I'm very grateful that I paid for a program, a leadership program once when I was much, much younger, in my early 20s. I paid to go through a leadership program, and they took us to see these mansions. And I kid you not, the porch, just the porch itself was bigger than what I knew at that time to be a big house. What I would have thought at that time to be a big house is these people porch. And I'm not talking about one house, I'm talking about a whole community of these houses and communities of these houses. And which is just really isn't, to me, I never, it wasn't like something that appealed to me, because it's a waste of resources. It's a waste of resources. It's very greedy. And unfortunately, this is why our planet is going to crap. And don't let me get on that, okay? Because this is a major issue as well, and has to do with these politics. Okay, our planet is going to crap right now. So we need people in power that can change that. Okay, because if you don't have any power, ain't nothing you can do about it. The most you can do is to what? Go back to pre how far back? Go to before they had electricity. Start using candles in your fireplace and natural ways to heat and cool your home, because most people cannot afford solar panels. The initial setup, of switching over to solar and things like that. Yeah. So it's a serious situation that we have on our hands, because it's not an easy transition to make if you don't have any resources. Absolutely. We got to have some tangibles. Absolutely. Absolutely. We got to have assets. No reparations, no peace. All right, brother. Absolutely. Absolutely. No reparations, no peace. And it's got to be like that. It's got to be like that. Because how are we going to survive? And right now, most people are under the illusion that they have things that they don't. And it's unfortunate, but I don't feel bad about, the economy crashing. I don't feel bad about it. Why would I feel bad about it? We work for ourselves. We own our vehicles. We own our property, our office space. We rent office space. But that's temporary, where we are now. But that's temporary. But that being said, that being said, a lot of people don't. And so that means in reality, you have nothing. So many people, not only do they have nothing, but they owe people, they're in debt. So not only do you not have anything, but you owe these people. It's almost like going back to right after slavery. Really, going back to right after slavery, like sharecropping. It makes me think about sharecropping. You're working this land, and you still don't own anything, still don't have anything, but you owing this white man money. But he wouldn't have what he had if you didn't earn it for him. And we've got to really wake up, because a lot of us are still earning money for these people. We're still making them rich, making sure they survive financially. And everything we have is still what Master gave us. So you're not anything more than still a slave. You're not anything more than still a slave. And if you understood how they were living compared to how you're living, you would really understand. You would really, really understand slavery and how real it is right now. But it's a doozy when people don't even realize that they are slaves. I guarantee most of the people listening right now, you are in economic enslavement. Economic enslavement. And you have to see that before you even gain the to desire for more. A lot of people have been made to be complacent in economic slavery in this country. And it is a sad thing. It is a very sad thing. And before you can even desire more than that to have of your own, because it's going to take assets to gain power. You have to have assets to gain power, to have you have to. What do you have? I mean, what do you have? Your voice, each other. Okay, that's great, but that's great. That's great. That's great. Manpower is great, but you need more than that. We got to fight on all fronts. You got to fight on all fronts. You got to fight on all fronts. But now is the time to really be thinking about investments, to be thinking about assets, to be thinking about um, property. It doesn't matter how small. Thinking about property. What do you own? What can you trade? What is actually yours? Because this is the only way to have any real security. And this is the only way for us to really build any kind of economic power for ourselves as a whole. Because if you don't have, that's not good for me. That's not good for me if you don't have, because you can't come to the table and help. You can't come to the help table and help, and a few of us can't feed everybody. Y'all need to learn how to grow some food. You need to learn how to, because guess what? At least then that's some kind of asset that you have. At least you have this food here. You can store the food. You can preserve the food. At least that's the basics of owning something that you can use to trade or barter or sell, or, you know, have something to bring to the table. Um, Absolutely. Or some kind of skill. What can you create with what you have? So I want to challenge all of you to look around at what you have that you own, that is yours. Because that's when you're going to really see it and really get it. And hopefully you don't get depressed. Okay? Because I've done this before. And you may go through, when you really see it, when you really see the reality of, the situation that we're in, that you might be in, it might be a little bit depressive, might be a little bit depressing, but it's going to take seeing reality for you to make a change. It's going to take seeing reality for you to make a change. I'm talking some real stuff. Y'all going to have to come out of her. You're going to have to come out of her, because if you don't, you're going to experience as a whole, those of you who want to continue to try to uphold a system that was built on slavery and is going to continue to thrive on slavery. As long as you continue to do that, when the beast dies, you're going to die with her. Okay? When that beast dies, you're going to die with her. So you have to choose not to be a casualty. I'm going to say that again, that you have to choose not to be a casualty. Don't be an economic casualty. Understand? Don't be a physical casualty. Okay? Either. All right. Love you guys. I'm going to give this back over to Dr. Minister. And we appreciate you guys watching. Yeah, I'm saying guys. I know. All right. So I appreciate you all watching. Okay. And we appreciate your support. Um, any donation we are grateful for any donation, whether you send $1 or whatever you can send to Liberation Group on the Cash App. Dr. Millere. Dr. Liberation Group. All right. And I'm going to give it back over to Brother Minister. Black Power.
God bless you, sister, and happy to hear those words of wisdom and what we've heard. And I'm so thankful, brothers and sisters, my God, that we can have a sister that come to get the word of God out to our people. Because, brothers and sisters, this is what we're speaking. We're speaking God's word. It's nothing we've learned of our own, but God deals with us and will deal with you if you allow him. Will deal with you and give you this word. And the good thing about it is that when we stand together on unity and we really listen, you'll find out that God is dealing with me, and I'll find out that God is dealing with you. And for us to come together, God can deal with all of us to bring his will. Brothers and sisters, don't you know that we are all the Messiah? My God, you missed that. I said all of us are the messianic handiwork of God, that God will bring through all of us a miracle, to transform and change to better the black community in which we live, if we will allow it. And I'm so thankful, brothers and sisters, for that, because he's a mighty and awesome God. We want to welcome our brother, Crack Kills. Thank him for coming in, brother. Yes, just happy to see you involved, and please right away, because I see you on point. Because I agree when you say reparations, no peace.
I know
that's right. We can't get no reparations, no peace. But brothers and sisters, look, reparations start with you, and it started with me. So when we start to repair ourselves, what do I mean, brothers and sisters? Not just economically, but that we will repair ourselves spiritually and religiously and socially, to go out in the streets, my God, and get the brother and sister that are on drugs, to get that brother and sister, my God, that are on alcohol, and get the brother and sister that are smoking the marijuana. Isn't that right? I think today the young kids call it loud. My God, they call it loud. But nonetheless, to get them that's got these things in their system, tripping them up, and grab them and bring them in to the holy righteous teaching, that message to the black man that was given to us by the beautiful and humble, most honorable Elijah Muhammad, who's taught us the lessons to raise us up from death, which will awaken us and quicken us to live a life of righteousness and to speak righteous and to teach righteousness through our life, and an example and ensample for all of those that see us. And I believe, brothers and sisters, that is the messenger of God. We've had messengers of God that come from the Baptist faith. That's right. We've had E.C. Morris and many leaders that come from the Baptist faith. We had messenger. Martin Luther King Jr. was a message to show the white man that we thought we could do it nonviolently. But God just used Dr. King to give them no excuse. So when the day came that we would have to stand up and defend ourselves and separate ourselves from these devils, that they would have no excuse. Because God left a message and to tell them, if you didn't listen to Dr. King, then you won't hear me. And so he leave these messengers with different messages. But I have to tell you that I think the most powerful message, even more powerful than Marcus Garvey, was a message that Elijah Muhammad left us as he spoke to the black man, as he talked to us and awakened us to do something for ourselves. Brothers and sisters, it's time for us to know and learn that there is nothing that a man can do for you, and that if he give you something, he's going to always want something in return. And if he give it to you, that he can always take it back. All praises be to God and peace be unto Allah or Jesus or Jehovah, whoever you want to title God as. But I bear witness, brothers and sisters, that there's only one God. I bear witness that there's only one God, and we know that Muhammad is his messenger. But brothers and sisters, did our heart not burn with us as a sister came before us, pouring out her spirit, releasing the dam of holy waters into our community so that we can hear what God is saying to us through our black women? Brothers and sisters, we've got to clean up our black women. We've got to make them want to dress respectful. We've got to lift up their minds, and we can't do it out here selling these drugs. We can't do it out here drinking the white man's alcohol. We can't do it putting our sisters out there, exploiting their bodies in illicit sex. But we have to honor them and teach them how to stand and live a holy and righteous life, so that they will be an example and ensample to our children, and such a blessing and a wonderful present given by God to our black men. And black women, you've got to do the same for your black man. Expect him to be a man and plant in him the faith to make him be a man. And don't you cradle him. Don't bottle feed him, but let him go in the world with confidence, and you'll find out that he will make a job and bring back finances if you allow us to teach him on this path, because there is a message to the black man, and there's nothing that the fox nor the wolf can tell or teach us, because they're the reason that we're in the situation that we're in. Now, somebody is asking us, who is the fox and who is the wolf? Don't you know that the Democratic Party is a slick fox and the Republican Party is a ferocious wolf, brothers and sisters? Don't you know that? Somebody said, well, their mascot is the donkey and the elephant. I know that that's what it is on the surface, but I'll explain it to you this way, brothers and sisters. Have you ever seen a bulldog wearing lipstick? Let me ask that again. Have you ever seen a bulldog wearing lipstick? Well, you can make a bulldog wear lipstick, but that won't stop him from biting you. He's just as ferocious with the lipstick on as he is with the lipstick off. And he's about as ferocious as a white boy's hockey mom, and she'll beat your head with the stick just like he beats it with the puck. Because everything that the white race learn, teach, and have you to join is violent against you, brothers and sisters. Oh, I wish I had the witness today. If you could just open your eyes and see that devil for what he is, well, there'd be nothing that he's able to pull over you. And so I'm so thankful for the word of God that came through Elijah Muhammad and many of the black leaders in the Christian churches and in the Hebrew Israelites, the noble Drew Ali, all that came before Marcus Garvey, who were teaching the same word, that our answer, only answer, is to separate from the devils and their black demons, oh my people. Separate and organize to do for self. Brothers and sisters, in slavery, even in slavery, in bondage, you were doing heart transplants, you were delivering babies, you were sewing up gunshot wounds, cleaning them out, packing them and sewing them up. You were sewing up stab wounds in slavery. You were inventing tractors. You were inventing steam engine cars. You were building trains Don't you know that only a superior person can do that? You were telling the white man that the earth was round when he was around telling you that it was flat. Oh, yes, you was, because God had given you a superior knowledge. All praises be to God. Hallelujah. I could just shout already that God had given you a superior mind over this beast. Even your strength, even the strength of one black man is the strength of 10 white men if he stand in the power of God. And so that'll let you know that there are generations of us that have the power of Samson and even have the power of his mythical Hercules. Brothers and sisters, I'm so happy to be black that I don't want to be white. Somebody talk to me out there. I'm so happy to be black that I don't want to be white. What could be better than being a black man today, even in the situation that we are facing and we're confronting today? Because we know we have an answer. Brothers and sisters, instead of running out of the arms of the Democratic fox, instead of running into the arms and the dinner plate of a ferocious Republican wolf, why not organize your own party? We have a party for you. It's called the Black Nationalist Party and entitled the Black Coffee Party. And we're waiting for you. All you have to do is look it up online, Black Coffee Party USA, and you will find a place for you to join. It don't cost any money. Let me say that again. I said it don't cost any money. When a Democrat and Republican Party asks you to join, they send you this email asking you for $3 here, $20 there. Here you go. Can't pay your bills. The situation has been worse than it ever been, and they're steady asking you for money. That shows you that they don't love you, brothers and sisters. That shows you where they are and what they're after. It shows you that. But brothers and sisters, I ask that you would wake up, get into a party of your own, get into business of your own, stand in the community where you're living and clean it up and bring people to the righteousness of God. Teach them and inspire them and yourself how to build your own business. Come together. Come together in your community and strive to build your own business. Work with some brother and sister in the community to build your own business and to open up stores in your own community. Well, you say, how can I do that? Brothers and sisters, we can do whatever we want to do if we put our mind to it. If you look back in the day in my community, when I came up, back in the day, brothers and sisters, don't you know that there were candy stores in the community? People that had open candy stores in their house. You don't hear me, brothers and sisters. They opened up candy stores. They sold food. They transformed their living domain into stores. You can still do that today. You can still do it today. There are brothers that could fix cars. They can start auto mechanics shop. Not only that, but we got YouTube today. And with the advent of YouTube, today we can even send our boys and girls to mechanic school online in our own community and teach them how to be mechanics and plumbers and electricians and learn how to renovate buildings and property. That is how we have to move today. This is the answer for us, where we can train and educate them at our own homemade schools in the hood or in the village where we live, in the community where we live. And then this is another source of income that we can put through our community, that we can pull, another wealth that we can pull through our community. Brothers and sisters, whatever you could think about, now God, being the omnipotent, omnipresent, omnipotent God that he is, has allowed us to be able to go on YouTube and go to YouTube University and learn all the things that we desire to learn to be able to perform it. And that is a blessing, brothers and sisters, for us today. So we have things that we can use, and we have to move by faith unto God. I said we got to move by faith. We must move by faith. The just, I want to put that in, the just shall live, isn't that right, brothers and sisters? By faith. So all we have to do is have faith in God that he is able to do what he said he would do. You and I are the just. We seek justice from God. We live a life of righteousness to expect from God the things that he said he would do. And God is yet performing miracles for you and I. All we have to do is embrace the awesome, wonderful power of God and just stand in his power and stand in his will and his awesomeness, and God will answer, brothers and sisters. I'm a living witness. But we have to pull together to be the handiwork of God, working together to bring about his mission on this earth. It's not your mission. You are raised with the power, and you are raised with the gift. You are raised and called to a purpose to lead your people out as many that understand the will of God. Oh, my brothers and sisters. And this is so powerful. It's so wonderful. It's a wonderful place to be. Brothers and sisters, I also want to let you know that I'm going to be with Brother Tahaka Bey tonight. Tahaka Bey, I'm going to be with him, and we're going to be doing amazing things tonight, and we're going to still be talking about truth. That's on Morris World TV. We're going to still be talking about this powerful truth and what God is doing through us. And you know, with God, it doesn't matter whether we're Muslim, whether we're Christian. He doesn't see that, but he sees a black man that is oppressed and need deliverance from the devils that he's dealing with. The white man is the devil, brothers and sisters. You might as well admit that to yourself. I believe it's the book of Isaiah, the 11th chapter, the 14th through the 16th verse, which says, is this Lucifer? Is this the one that made the earth tremble? Is this him who did make the earth shake? And I looked at him, and worms covered over him, and lo, he was no more, and his line was cut off. Brothers and sisters, I'm not a madman. I'm telling you what the Gentile Bible says. Even the white man missed what God had wrapped up for you and I in between the chapters to let us know that there was hope for us in this Babylon, in this graveyard, in this desolate valley of dry bones. You and I are those dry bones, I tell you. And God is giving us the word to wake up and to hear the word of the Lord, which is our salvation. Don't you know the white man is mad? He don't like me coming before you to teach this knowledge. He don't like it, brothers and sisters. I'll have to continue to come before you to teach this knowledge, to speak it, to reprove and rebuke in season and out of season. In season and out of season. When they want to hear it, when they don't want to hear it, but to continue to talk. And that's the thing that I enjoy about the message to the black man. That message is to the black man to stand up, raise up yourself from the dead, from a dead level to a live one, and stand in the liberty that you have been made free. Don't forget to like, brothers and sisters, please. Don't forget to like, and don't forget to subscribe. I'm still trying to reach that 500 mark. I know we got the enemy out there because I got two sites to see that we have a lot of numbers, and then on one of the sites, they're only showing a few numbers, but that's how the enemy works. That's how he works to try to discourage you and confuse you and to destroy your purpose. But when you do it, brothers and sisters, you have to preach and teach and reach. When you don't see any results, you've got to continue to teach, preach, and reach that one brother or sister that you can change. Because the word said one will send 1,000 to 10,000. Oh, God is great and very majestic in his power, brothers and sisters. That's why I serve. That's why I serve an awesome and powerful God, because he's able to do exactly what he said he would do. Brothers and sisters, tell somebody about this channel, and don't let anyone discourage you. Don't let anyone discourage you. You don't have to have any great money. You don't have to be of any great degree. And we ask you to interact. We ask you to interact on this channel. You may have some questions. You may not agree, but interact with us so we can get to those questions and explain it the best way that we can. And so we are often thankful and so thankful to be able to come on the channel and before you. Don't forget, brothers and sisters, please donate if you're able to. If not, pray for us and find someone else to donate. And please leave us your email or something where we can send you these books. We want to send you the books that we have. And that's right, Crack Hill said God teach those he called. That's right, brother. Whom God called, he qualifies. Whom God calls, God qualifies. And so we have to be ready and willing to do the work. I'm ready and willing to do the work, brothers and sisters. And I want you to be working with me. When we finish, I want you to go and talk to somebody and tell somebody how good God is. And you know how God's got it arranged. When you get those people, you'll be responsible for them. You will be responsible to tell them the truth and to live an example and be an example before them. That's how good God is to you and how good God is to me. And what he does for me, he'll do for you, brothers and sisters. We just have to be steadfast, unmovable, and always abounding in the work of God. That's all he requests from us. Brothers and sisters, I'm not going to hold you any longer. I'm thankful once again for being able to be here with you, and look for us the same time tomorrow. Look for us the same time tomorrow to be able to be here with you and to do an awesome work of God, And I want you all to tell me, just let me know if the 6 o'clock thing worked for you or the 7 o'clock thing. I'm comfortable at 6 o'clock, but we can easily change it to 7. I've done 7 o'clock, but I want to know what's comfortable to you so that you'll be able to tell someone else and you all can come together and listen to this show. So please let me know. Y'all drop it in the comment section, and just know that I appreciate you in so many ways. Brothers and sisters, it's time for us to leave this place. It's time for us to get out of here, but we'll be gone, but we won't be going away. We'll be down, but not out. And we'll continue to teach this great word that God has given to us so that we will continue to encourage you. Let's build the armies that we need. Let's build them physically, and let's build them mentally. Our brother said that maybe 7 due to people being off work. Well, we'll look at 7 o'clock. Our brother is saying that if I don't see anything to go against it, then I imagine we agree with our brother. Crack Hills that 7 o'clock is a better time. And we're prepared to be able to be busy around that time. So look for us at 7 o'clock. I believe that will be the time change. And I'm sure that the sister will be happy with that too. Brothers and sisters, please tell somebody. Grab at least 5 people and bring them to the show. Find people. I need a ground plower that's going to find people to bring on the show. Somebody who's going to invite them where we're speaking the truth, not compromising. not compromising. And remember, brothers and sisters, you can also join the African American Defense League. And all you have to do is take an oath to protect the people in your home. We don't want you out in danger. Protect the people in your home, because the devil now is walking in home and attacking our people, just like he is the churches. We need security at the churches. At the temples, the religious institution, we need security for our people. At the grocery stores, we need security for our people. Every place that black people are. So brothers and sisters, please get the word out so that people will hear the truth, the unadulterated truth. We're not going to water it down, the no chasers, just 100% strong truth. So I thank you again for joining with us tonight. And I look forward to meeting with you very soon. Tomorrow at 7. We'll start at 7. I'm going to put that in the comments. Time will be changed to 7 o'clock, 7 p.m. 7 p.m. nightly. I appreciate that very much, and I'm sure that you would appreciate it, brothers and sisters, as we get ready to leave this place.